Yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, uh.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to River City 93. I'm your host, as always, Elliot Barr. And joining me is a guy that stayed up to about 11 o'clock at night with polluted air to watch Richmond Kickers play against NoCo and probably some good quality air up in the altitude. Right, Matt?
Yeah, probably. I mean, can't be worse than it is over here.
No, it can't be. It can't be. I will say this: the backdrop for the NoCo game is at least a little bit better than what it was last year when you were out there.
I'm, I, I don't know. Was it?
Yeah, I mean, at least literally they're building towards something. It was at least something in the background to look at during parts of this game. Which, by the
I mean,
way, I want to ask you, how are you dealing with the polluted air up there in Northern Virginia? Is it as bad as down here in Richmond?
I haven't been down in Richmond since the weekend when it was
Oh,
still fine. So
yeah,
I'm guessing it's you know maybe a little worse because we're closer to Canada.
yeah,
Uh,
maybe.
But the answer to that is I've stayed inside when I could.
Yeah, true. Same here. Same here. Um, I guess Richmond wish they could stay inside because this game, like I was telling you earlier, I'm not frustrated. I'm more so disappointed. Like it's like I don't know. I walk away in this game indifferent. I feel like right now. And by the way, fans, we're recording this like literally moments after the final whistle. So this is
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where NoCo's good. They're probably going to be up near the top, most of the year. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
obviously injuries can hit anybody and things can fall apart from there, but I don't think anybody's going to be surprised if they are right up there competing. So losing in and of itself out there, I mean, it's never fun, but it's not like a shameful scarlet letter on the Kicker season by any means, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be plenty of other teams that'll take an L out on you know what are we calling that, the fake baseball field, or
I don't know what we're calling
I
it.
don't even know how to run down that stadium yet.
I don't know what you call it because it's like a baseball stadium, but then you see like the weird like Astro turf bubble out there, and then there's like another. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's a weird setup.
yeah, but it's more of like you're kind of saying, it's how it came about rather than the fact of just what the result was,
Yeah.
right? Because you talked to us 3 hours ago, said, hey, Kickers are going to lose 2-0. You'd probably be like, okay, I can see how you get there with
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah. I'm not gonna like it, but yeah, I could. You know, I think we
it's a
both
little
said draw would be fine, right?
right, and I think for at least for me, I don't want to speak for you, but given up those 2 goals, it's not that we gave up 2 goals to NoCo. Again, a lot of teams will do that this year. It's how those goals happened that you know is just a little bit more deflating.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the thing about the two goals that we let in for this game is they were both 1v1 attempts, and it seemed like Noco's whole setup was let Richmond come in high and we create space in between. I mean, in behind them with the long ball. Like we'll find sitting in deep. It almost reminds me of Richmond under year one of Tazak. I mean, under Darren, where sit in deep, take absorb as many shots as you can, and then when you get a chance, break. Because to be honest with you, like I think, like, I'm not trying to dwell down what Noco did. They're a good team, but it just seemed like that was the basis of their tactical setup, and it worked for them twice on both chances.
Yeah, I mean they clearly saw something that they liked in the film and they wanted to take advantage of, and I mean, if we want to just jump right into it, that first goal we allowed, it's not an exact carbon copy, but gave off a lot of shades from that goal that led in Tormenta.
Yeah, yeah, it did. It really does feel that way. I mean, I, I don't know how to feel about this goal, particularly because I don't know whether it's on Ani to make sure that he. I mean, Ani definitely mistracked his ball,
Mhm.
but is there more that Simon can do in that moment?
I think it's on both of them,
Okay,
really, right? Yeah, because, if either if either one of them does better, the goal probably doesn't happen. I mean, if both of them does better, obviously the goal doesn't happen.
yeah, exactly.
Uh, but you can probably get away with one error, but not both errors. Yeah, but you know, it's it was what, a 50, 60-yard long ball, something like
Mhm.
that.
Was
Yeah,
that Simon or Hornsby? I want to make sure I get. I want to make
I
sure.
can only imagine it was Simon just because of where on the field it was. Because
Okay, I wanted
the
to
guy
make
was coming
sure.
from our defender was right side of the field, from him. Like, I just can't figure out why Hornsby would have been over there in the
No,
first
no, no.
place.
It's probably it's fish. I That was just me overthinking it
Is it
because
because
once
the
the
silver numbers,
numbers,
you can't read
yeah,
them?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that hasn't gotten better all year, has it?
No,
Uh, but yeah, I mean, Ani, he's been great all year, but
Mhm.
you're the center back there. You're tracking a long ball that you can't like go over your head,
Yeah, no, exactly. Not there in that moment as well. And
and then it I, because of the cameras, you couldn't totally see what was going on. But I mean, I don't know how Sabella gets that wide open. Like if Simon was playing catch up right from the start, and that was actually Ani's man from the beginning, but based off of how they were setting up the rest of the game, Sabella wasn't playing center forward, so it leads me to think that Simon lost him somewhere along the way on the run, and that ball just falls to him right at the top of the box. He has absolutely all day, you know, and Will Palmquist, surprise starter, or at least to us, surprise starter.
Mhm.
Today he's left out to dry. You know,
Yeah,
no fault to him on that goal.
no fault to him at all. I mean, that's really I don't know because up to that point, even after that point, it felt like a fairly even game. Like it felt like the thing that was frustrating me the most in this game that I would say probably my biggest disappointment is not even like the goals we gave up. Is more so the fact of like the lack of ball control in the final third, especially out on the wings. Like I know Darren put Suko out there in that left mid spot. It seemed like he was an extra midfielder at points of the game because at no point can I remember the first half him actually staying out there in that left mid spot and actually building anything. Like he just felt like he was just an extra midfielder.
Yeah,
And
that's what probably at least the third time we've seen something like that
yeah,
this year. Because I think Suko got moved up there.
I
Near the
remember
end of the
Dwyer
Charlotte
did it
game.
one time and
Yeah,
it killed
and he was
me.
just invisible.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get wanting to get your guys on the field, but
It's time to throw that tactic away because that's not working.
yeah,
It's not working. Or at least be like, all right, this is something we come back to at the end of the year. We'll try it. But right now, put that
I mean,
tactic away.
it's not like we don't have wingers. If you want to go, try to save some guys for Fuego, again, assuming people are like healthy and not injured, and we just don't know about it.
Yeah.
Throw Luke out there to you eat up 60 minutes or something.
I I can't imagine two guys are hurt and making two subs like that. I mean, because now this is probably where my frustration might lead into, but with Belmar out there on that wing, like we talked about the last podcast, he's what in the top 5 of games played, games started, minutes played so far this season. And I've seen it out of him too many times. Like I don't know. Like I'm kind of getting frustrated with him out there in that spot. Especially in this just because I felt like a lot of times the ball will come to him and he would either overplay it or lose the ball or losing it a dangerous pocket of space where it's like something's building and the ball would just roll out of bounds or he would lose it.
Yeah, his touch was not great today.
Yeah.
Especially. I mean, I think the thing is he gets into the right spots a lot of times, and I don't know if it's he's adjusting his game, still because we've seen little glimpses of it. Like he can turn on the afterburners that he had when he was 22 or 23, but he
Yeah.
might only have that once a game, and he's trying to build into a style where he's able to conserve a little bit more. And it doesn't always come off quite right.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, a lot of the good stuff the offense ends up doing throughout the course of the season has connected through him.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right on that. Maybe it's just more so of like this game, but I don't know. I mean, Shanair made a great point in the chat about it. It just seemed like our guys are a step slow, and this ball is a step too fast for them because a lot of
Mhm.
times I saw guys like, you know how you try to chase that stuff that you know is way out of your distance, and you're just like, all right, I'm just not gonna try to run anymore for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to be fair, I don't think that was just Belmar.
No,
This game. I saw a few times. You know,
yeah.
Neil, try to push the ball right by a guy and just immediately bail on it.
Yeah.
I saw that. You know, Gordon a couple times. When he came on later on. I mean, there were a couple where he hustled and got himself a corner that he had no business getting in the first place. But
Yeah.
if and maybe in reality it wasn't any more than usual, but it felt more than usual.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I think also the biggest talking point from the first half is the Suko yellow card that happened in the box off of the foul. I can only imagine Suko got a yellow card in this game for talking, but even still, like you can see the blood coming from his nose, and the fact that Rendon only gets a yellow from this, I don't know.
Camera work, there's no way to know what was going on. Like I could easily see it being just one of those kind of like inadvertent elbow shoulder sort of things where guy had no idea that Yasuko was even there, and
Yeah.
he just kind of ran into him. But yeah, clearly something happened. Like I don't think Yasuko was going WWE style, kind of cutting himself on the nose to be able to get blood coming out, right?
You think he's not doing a Razor Ramon out there? He's just sitting out there
Yeah,
like, oh, let me break my nose real quick.
yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a spot where you make that play in
No.
random 12th game of the season on the road.
Like, we're gonna pull this card tonight, guys. Like, you sure? Yeah, we got the WWE script writers. It was also
Yeah,
funny on the commentary to hear Darren yell out. So I guess he punched himself in the nose, right?
right.
That was kind of funny as well.
Yeah,
But
there are some interesting refereeing choices. You could because there. I don't want to officially say there's nobody there because maybe on camera side there were a lot of people there, but realistically there was probably nobody there, and we could hear, you know, Darren. We could hear, uh, the NoCo coach, you know,
mhm.
very clearly. We could hear the PA guy very clearly making all the sub announcements, for us and for the announcer who was also having a little bit of a nightmare of a day.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, one of those days where everybody except the NoCo forwards were maybe a step off their best.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean also like I don't know, like I give the credit to Noco on this. They took care of the chances they needed to, and we did it.
Hmm.
Like, granted, we created chances. We just, I don't know, just didn't finish the chances we had. And I mean, even, like I said,
Did we really create chances though?
more second half, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like the best one was the one where everybody thought the ball went out probably because there were like another 8 lines down there, and only Bentley for half a second realized that the ball was
Oh
still in.
yeah, yeah, that was a good chance. You also had the Hornsby one when he crossed it across the box, and Bentley was just a tad slow to it. I know there was probably two more. You have Belmar's.
Yeah,
All
there's
these
another one.
throw-ins are really good. Where Belmar tried to head it back.
Yeah.
That
I
was
do
my
wish
first
our
half.
throw-in guy wasn't also our best target guy.
Because definitely on the Belmar one, it felt like if Honey's on the field at that back post, that's getting tapped in. And no, I think the only two people back there were Emmy and Neil. And I don't see neither one of them contesting that header unless it's they know they 100% can't get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so one of those days. But yeah, it just seemed like a kind of combination of all the classics of the boring version of Darren Kicker's teams coming out at once.
Yeah. It did. I don't know. Like, once again, like I said, I'm not as frustrated as I was. What was the last game we did a post react on? Was it a Greenfield?
Or
No.
probably North Carolina. I'm guessing that another Wednesday night
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, I think so. Like that game, I was frustrated. This game, I just kind of walk away from it like, all right, you're playing a team that's better than you. I mean, right now they're in hot, good run of form, and it felt like if we would have killed our chances, maybe this game is different. But we didn't, and I think that's the thing. What Darren's probably going to walk away from is I think also like I think what Darren's more frustrated at this game is the fact that he has to burn two substitutions at the halftime to take off.
Yeah, but
I don't know about the John one.
you got to put at least one of those on Darren himself, then though,
Oh
because
yeah,
we've been down this road, before, and surprise, surprise, story's still the same when you get to the last page of it.
yeah. Like I don't know. I felt like keeping Suko on. He didn't offer anything in the first half.
Yeah. Well, he was also playing out of position in
Yeah,
the first half. Like,
that's true.
one of the midfielders of the four had to go.
Yeah.
And there is another game coming up on Saturday, so that's the other little thing to consider. I did think the subs at like the 81st minute were a little odd. At that point, only down 1-0, pulling Ani and Emmy off.
Yeah,
If it had been 2-0 already, fine, whatever.
yeah. I would have been better with keeping Ani on because, like you said, you still got the threat of the long ball coming in, and let the center back finish out the game. Unless we're up 3-0, and it's like, all right, cool, I can do this.
Yeah. On the plus side of that, though,
what?
Dakota came in.
So, yeah, he's good to go. That is true. So that is a positive. Also, we saw Zaka back at his start. What do we think about him so far in this game? I think
he was Zaka,
yeah,
like the non-crazy tackle version of Zaka.
yeah,
Mostly good. He's always good for one or two stray passes that kind of make you go, ooh, the game.
yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's exactly what you would expect Zaka to be.
Yeah, I think he did the classic thing of keeping the ball moving. A lot of good build out play out to Hornsby, out on his side, and try to combine that way. Still don't love Zaka, the playmaker, but it's he put it in unnatural positions. Anything else from this game, Matt? You want to go over, my friend? Or I think that's a good wrap up.
No, I mean, we probably should just at least mention the second goal.
Oh yeah,
late in the game, just another long ball, and I think you can look at a combination of different things. I think at some point, Dakota might need to stop giving Amon space. Right there, he did a good job of kind of slowing him down. But dude's top scorer in the league right now, for a reason. If it's me, a little bit before he gets 20 yards out, try to step to him and either he gets by you or the ball gets by you, but not both.
Yeah,
At that point,
and force him out to the wing, not let him cut in centrally.
Something,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, it felt a touch pass because I feel like I remember seeing someone else on the way back, helping at that point. So he had a little bit of cover there to even if he does get beat, to be able to readjust. And then credit to Amon, he ripped one, and I mean it's kind of something I wish our guys would do a little more often is take the early shot. I feel like a lot of times our guys love to look for the perfect pass, the perfect shot, and
yeah, I feel like the
homie just ripped it and got rewarded for it.
Yeah, I think the commentator, even though he was a little bit off tonight, I think he kept saying that Charlotte was beating Madison, which was not correct. It was
No, it's funnier if Chattanooga was beating
which is kind of funny. But he made a good point about how I think there was one point in the second half Richmond was pushing and he couldn't find the right opportunity, but there was an opportunity to take a shot. But instead, Zaka decides to play the ball back and decide to build. A commentator made a comment of, this team seems like they are trying to build a perfect situation every time down the field, which we know realistically, you're never going to, that's not likely to happen every single time. It does seem like this team does settle a lot on trying to build like the best situation to create a chance, and not just like you said, just trying it. Just taking a shot from outside the box, or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, last game, you Zhao did that and got rewarded.
yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed like we were trying to take every shot from right inside of the
Well,
six
it
or
feels
18
like
yard box.
they want to do kind of the FIFA tap and play all the time. Get down
Yeah,
the end line and you cross, tap in from 6. And I mean, when it works, it's great. But I feel like teams might have an idea that that's
what's
what we got.
expected. Yeah, no, you're right. It does feel that way. So I think if you're Darren, I think my fault. I think the three takeaways that Darren had from this game is one, he got to figure out what to do to unlock the winger so they can contribute to the attack. Two, clean up those 1v1s and making sure that those don't become a prevalent thing within this team, especially with playing this high line. And then three, I would say it's finding a super sub on this team, someone that that's one thing Darren has usually had it on his teams with God, what's his name down at NCFC? Um,
Looks.
yeah, like Olex, he was able to bring him in. It was able to be a super sub. O'Goran last year was a super sub in this team. It's kind of lacking right now in this team because when you look at it, like save Gordon's on the field starting or already on the bench, you kind of look at that bench and it's like, all right, I don't know who else to throw in that's going to, can pop in a goal or something. You feel me?
Yeah. So
So I
and
feel like those are the three things.
yeah, I mean, I really think it's just for me, it's cleaning up just the getting beat direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 3 times out, and I really kind. I'm already backtracking on this. Really, kind of, believe that if that first goal doesn't happen, a very good chance the game just ends up 0-0 because if it's still 0-0 later in the second half, that second goal definitely doesn't happen because our guys wouldn't be pushed so far forward
Yeah,
at
true.
that point. So I mean, obviously anything else could happen along the way, but just how the game had been going before that, how the game was going after that, it, it was a sleepy game. It was screaming out 0-0, and it was you know one simple compounded mistake that you know kind of ruined the
Yeah.
chance of getting out of there with anything.
Yeah, it does feel that way. So I think just lesson learned from this game, but it's not nothing we should hang our heads
Yeah,
about.
and I mean the good news is just like last time when you had a you know tough midweek loss, you get to turn right back around and get back on the road and go again Saturday and make it right.
Right. So Saturday, 10 o'clock kickoff here Eastern time. We play against Central Valley Fuego, a team who got a surprise victory on the road against Fort Madison, who also lost tonight to Chattanooga. Matt, let's talk about it. Fuego, a team I don't think we have beaten yet at USL League One play. We definitely have one game against them that we shall not ever speak of because that game does not count because we only played with 8 people.
That's
I
9
feel
to be fair.
oh well 9. It felt like 8. Um, I felt like if you're Darren, you're going into this game. I think definitely Bentley and O'Gordon got to start. I'm cool benching Belmar for this game. Like let Bentley Gordon get the start for this game. I think in midfield, I think Jao, Neal, and Zaka will suffice. And the back line, go with Dakota and Ani. And I'm assuming nothing's wrong with Akira. We haven't heard anything, but if he's healthy, put Akira out there. And I think that's the lineup you use to get out of here with a good win and finish some chances.
Yeah, I can't imagine Akira is traveling because you could see him on the bench. There. I can't imagine he's traveling and not playing it on any of the games.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah.
But I mean, all that sounds reasonable to me. I mean, I think with the midfield, it's pick any 3 of the 4. And you can make an argument for whatever combination. Maybe not the Zoculus combination on the road. But otherwise, I think it's just a grab bag of those other 3 of who you want in there, and then keep on. rolling out whichever wingers until somebody kind of grabs the brass ring and says, no, this is my spot for a while. I'm taking this.
Yeah, no, agree. I will say this though. I think that I'll just throw it out there. Say if Belmore doesn't start, it's a 65th minute, game's tied. Would you be okay with throwing Belmore out there at striker and seeing how he does for Emmy?
I'm not opposed to the idea.
Okay. Neither am I. That's why I was throwing that out there because I think like that. I think you could probably find something with that.
Yeah, and we're going up against a Fuego team that very first game of the season for them on April 1st, they shut out Chattanooga. They haven't kept a clean sheet since then. So I mean, this is the time to for the offense to get healthy.
Yeah, this is the time, most definitely, and definitely would love to get all things firing before the derby on next Saturday. Which right now it looks like both teams are going into that game in some rough form.
I don't think it's fair to say the Kickers are going in rough form. They lost one game on the road to a very good team. They haven't lost back-to-back games against teams that were currently at the bottom of the table when they played them.
Yeah, that's true. That's awesome.
That's you don't need to downgrade our boys like that. They've just gone 3 in a row unbeaten.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I think the biggest person to watch out for in Fuego is maybe I can't even tell you. There've been some missing matches over the course of the year. I feel like Beja is probably the most important attacker, but I think if Simon's probably going to be matched up against him, if Simon does a good job, I don't think Fuego's going to create much in the attack.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I've not put a lot of time into Fuego so far this year because I didn't want to. But I mean, they got Cerritos, again this year. I feel like he gave us a little bit of trouble in one of those games last year. I'm not. This is a game where I think, if the guys do what they need to do, worst result should be a draw and really should be looking to get out of there with 3.
Yeah, I agree. I think 3 points is the preferred thing. 3 points is always the preferred thing, but definitely in a game like this where, Richmond should walk in there as favorites and get the points. Come back home and rest up. So
I don't know. I don't know if you heard, though, we haven't won away since like April 29th or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. And the commentator already jinxed it. He was like, yeah, the Kickers got 2 losses in a row. Oh, no, 1 loss. It's like, great. Yeah. The fix is in.
It's like it's 3 games and we only lost 1 of them. So what? It's a road game.
Yeah. But Matt, anything else from you, my man, before we wrap up, sir?
No, it's an unfortunate speed bump in the road, but as long as it just remains just a speed bump, nothing to worry about right now.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely just a speed bump. Keep it pushing and keep it going. Real quick, I just want to take a moment and just send out sympathies to those all affected by the tragedy that happened at Huguenot. If you haven't heard the news, there was a shooting at Huguenot High School graduation here in the city of Richmond. I didn't realize how much it was going to affect, like, me and my wife and whatnot, because we're definitely our pre-S teachers. We have kids that go to Huguenot that we've taught and colleagues that work there. So it's kind of rough right now. Just be supportive, show some empathy. I know we all want change. I know we all want what's the best, but I think right now, just showing a helping hand would be helpful. So, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap the show. Matt, thank you for doing the show for me so late, buddy.
All good, my man.
All right. With that being said, listeners, we just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day for listening to our show, because without you, we wouldn't be able to do this, especially late nights like this. So, with that being said, we will see you guys next time. Up the roos and be easy.